Hey guys, I just wanted to go over the geography assignment 3 that we had yesterday. There was a small issue with it, so I'm going to go over that as well at the end. All right, so yesterday you had this assignment and you needed to read this right here. We've been talking about maps, and some maps are flat on paper and it gives us a bird's eye view. And then some maps, which we talked about last week, are globes. And the globes give us a map of the countries and continents and oceans. And there's also lines on our globe. And we can see right here these lines that go up and down and also side to side. And if you read this area right here, then it talks about how they are longitude and latitude. And in class, we talked about longitude. It has the word long in it. So we know it's going to be long up and down from north to south pole. And then they also talk about latitude. And the latitude goes from east to west, the side to side. And the way I remember it, again, longitude has the word long in it, so it's up and down and long. And then latitude makes me think of fatitude. So latitude, fatitude, it's nice and fat from side to side. Okay, and so number 1, what do you know when you find the coordinates of a place? The coordinates, again, they talked about how they are where the lines will line up. All right, and so as we get into this a little farther in geography, each line is going to have a number, and those are our coordinates. All right, so it says here, when you find the latitude and the longitude of a place, you know its coordinates. So looking for our answers, what the place looks like, the latitude and longitude, who lives at that place, what kinds of buildings you will find there. Well, kinds of buildings you find there. What if we use this latitude and this longitude and we're right here? There's no buildings, it's the ocean, right? So again, we're going to use the answer B, the latitude and longitude. Number 2, in what direction do lines of longitude run? Well, they're long. Okay, so that should have been D, north and south. The longitude is up and down. And then number 3, this is where there was an issue with the answer. What is the equator? The equator, it talks in this last paragraph. Lines of latitude run east to west or side to side. Remember the latitude, fatitude. The most important one runs around the biggest part of the globe at 0 degrees. It is called the equator. So the equator is another line of fatitude, latitude. Okay. All right. So it should have been C, a line of latitude. Okay. So I know that if you clicked on another answer, it might have said it was correct, or if you did click on C, a line of latitude, it said you were wrong. But please note, this whole assignment was just a practice round since we're still just learning. So I'll still go back and check and everything and make sure that you have C, even if it did mark it wrong. All right, so it should have been C, a line of latitude. All right, and something that I talked about yesterday in class, the equator is something that you're going to talk about pretty much for the rest of your life. It's very important, right? The equator is where it's the fattest part of the earth. So if you think about Santa's belly, and the fattest part of his stomach that sticks out is right here by the belt. So we also call this the Earth's belt. It's the equator, just the invisible line. And this is the hottest part of Earth because it's the closest part, it's the farthest part of the Earth sticking out. And so it's the closest part to the sun. And so it is the warmest part. So like if we go down to Florida, Florida is pretty close to the equator, and that's why it's so warm down there. All right. So just something for you to remember that the equator is something that you will hear forever and ever and ever. It is very important. All right. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.